Hi ladies, it's Ziva here. Welcome back to my channel. How is everybody doing? I hope everyone's doing really well. Today I want to speak about singles events, and the reason why I want to speak about singles events and going to them alone is because I do realize and understand that when you're on your femininity journey, friends start falling off the face of the earth, okay? You start losing people left, right and center, and you have no girlfriends to go out with, okay? And I think that's kind of a good position to be at in life as well, because you're not dependent upon friends, okay? Because yes, I'm a pessimist when it comes to those things, because typically they tend to let you down, okay, at some point. And I think the best thing to do is to have your own back and say, look, I feel like going to this event, let me just go, not have to need other people to go with you. So, because that holds you back in life, right? So, let's speak about going out to events. You're going by yourself. What do you wear? How do you position yourself? Where do you stand? What do you order? How does it work? Okay, we're going to be discussing all of the same today, and let's get into her. So, first of all, ladies, thumbs up this video and share my videos if you find them entertaining, if you find them helpful, or if you just want to be a good sport and help out my channel. Support it, you know. For me, I said to myself at the last singles event I went to, which was so boring, I just did not want to be there at all, and I felt so ugly with what I was wearing. It just was not my evening, and I was just not happy to be there. And that was like in the summer of last year. I said to myself, I'm not going to any more singles events. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm above singles events. I'm not doing it. I was then okay, I was just bored, and I thought to myself, you know what, I want to do something on this particular evening. I want to find something to do. You know, what am I going to do? And I looked online, and lo and behold, I found a singles event that sounded really fun. It was in a members club. I'd never been to that particular members club, and I thought to myself, you know what, this could be a good time, even just to see the venue itself. So I went to the singles event, and I already know how they operate, so I didn't feel nervous. I didn't feel any of those things because I already know how they work. Now, the one thing about singles events is that people are dressed like hit and miss, okay? So some people might be in jeans, some people are wearing flats, and others are in like cocktail dresses and maybe heels. So the way that sorry, I've just been running around. So the way that they work is that essentially some of the women are, the way people are dressed is very different, okay? So there's kind of, basically, you don't want to be the person who is overdressed, and you also don't want to be the person who is way too underdressed. And I would much rather look overdressed than underdressed any day of the week, wherever I go. So I think somewhere middle of the road is where to kind of position yourself. Now, and when I say middle of the road, I don't mean like what I typically wear on like an everyday basis, which is more like a mini skirt, like a plain kind of top like this, and a pair of heeled like boots. I would go a step further, but just not like I'm going to a club, you know. So for me, what I wore was from Marge recently. So when I was on that date and, you know, he took me shopping, I got a couple of things from Marge especially. And one of the things was a tweed two-piece set. So a jacket and a very short mini skirt. But it has like the shorts inside, so you don't have to worry about like bending over or like anything. I wore a plain like turtleneck, sleeveless underneath, and that's what I wore, with a pair of black patent heeled court shoes. that's what I wore, and I was so happy with my outfit. I was very happy with how I looked. I thought it was perfect. It was dressy but didn't look like, gosh, I'm so desperate to really catch something. And that's what I wore. Now, I was, come Kaka, come on, come on, say hello. Okay, he's over that. Good boy. Now, I was very happy with what I was wearing, and literally, so I went in, and this is how to do it. Okay, you walk in, you give your name at the door. There's somebody with, like a board, and they're going to check your name off. You find out where to put your coat, and you take it off straight away. And let the vessel be appreciated. That's the first thing to do, because you really want all eyes on you as quickly as possible. So stop hiding in your coats and holding them, having some big bulky thing in the way. Get rid of that and just get it over on like I don't know, wherever the coats go. Go and put your coat over there. So don't wear something actually that you don't want to get stolen or something that, whatever. Make sure that you're wearing something that you don't 100% care about as well. So I was actually wearing my mum's trench, which was like way too big for me, blah blah blah, but that's what I was wearing. So I really wanted to get that thing off. I was just like, oh. That's what I wore as a coat, and you hang up, put it away. I walked straight out of that like enclosure, and I walked straight to the bar, and I could feel eyes on me. And you've got to make sure at this point as well that you're doing the walk of your life. And I don't mean like Naomi Campbell kind of like OTT kind of catwalk, but you're not on a catwalk. But that is when you really make your mark, and when you're really able to command attention. And you want to go and go on, Kaka, and turn heads. That's when you're really able to do it. So definitely make sure those initial stages you're really thinking about body posture, sucking your stomach in, shoulders back, looking happy, but also like the kind of woman who is not just like this, not just a doormat, but like there's a brain in here with personality that expects a lot. Okay, this has to be your mindset. And you want to have your perfume on as well, something that can actually be smelt. You don't have to spend an arm and a leg on perfume as well. You can get yourself a nice dupe. So you go over to the bar, get yourself a drink. You don't have to drink alcohol. For some reason, people who don't drink alcohol don't realize that at a bar, you don't have to drink alcohol. Okay, you can have lemonade, you can have an orange juice, you can have agua. Okay, you can have like a tonic water, like a flavored tonic water. You could do that. Or you could have, if you don't know about wine and different things, you can just say, look, I want something fruity, I want this, I want that. What do you have? Don't be afraid to ask questions like that to the bar staff, okay? And if you just don't care, you just want a drink right now so you can get back into the fun, then just say, look, can I have a house red or whatever? Okay? And that's that. So it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. So you have your drink, and at this point when I had gone to the bar, I could feel serious eyes on me, and I was just like, okay, still keep it cute. Whatever, okay, whatever. Here to have a good time. Got my cute little tweed on. I'm feeling cute. It's nice to be in that mind frame where you actually feel really good about yourself instead of going out feeling really crusty. You want to really feel your best, which I did this evening. So I went past, there were some guys sitting in like these like really nice cozy chairs, and they were the main ones. I could really feel like eyes on me. And then I went back into the other room, and Then I was by myself. I stood at a table and I was by myself, just, you know, had a couple of sips on my wine. Didn't have anybody come over to me initially at all. I was by myself for about 2 minutes and everybody else was like in other conversations. So if you are going by yourself to a singles event, just remember that you might have times where you are alone. This is where being the kind of bad biatch who can go out somewhere by herself, still feeling confident, still feeling incredible, and not be bothered by that comes in. Okay, so get your confidence in order and stop being like a fidgety girl when you can't be by yourself for 2 seconds without, feeling like, like the world is caving in on you. So after about 2 minutes, then this lady came up to my table and I actually recognized her. So I met her. She was opposite. I actually spoke about her in one of my videos. She was opposite me at a table at a singles event that I went to last year or the year before, or I can't remember when. And I'm sure it was last year. I'm actually sure it was last year. It was last year. And so we were kind of speaking about that. And then the next thing I knew, these guys just approached with intention. And one of them was like this on me. And we kind of got talking, and this is another thing as well about singles events. Don't kind of bat people off. It's a singles event. You can just kind of chat with people, and even if it's not somebody who is typically your type or what you usually go for, I think it's still okay to be open-minded. You're at a singles event, okay, and just be friendly, be chatty, have a good time. It doesn't mean that you're going to get married to the person you meet. So this guy came over, and he is younger than what I have dated in a very long time. Let's just say that. Okay, he's not like 1,000 years older than me at all. And he just came over with the right energy, just the right everything. And I said to myself, you know what? Okay, I'm going to, speak to this guy. And we were just having a really fun time. So this is another thing about get out of your head and your rigidity. You still have to have your standards, but you're at a singles event, so just have a good time. Okay, leave the stress and the angst at home and just have a nice time. Okay, so that is what I was doing. And then he was like only wanting to focus on me. He left me for like 2 seconds literally, and then I was like swarmed with like people who wanted to come over and get in there and talk to me. And he came back and we resumed our conversation. This is another thing about singles events. I'm just trying to give you a story time and open you up to possibilities and how to handle them as well simultaneously. So let's say you are involved in a conversation with somebody and then others want to come in and speak to you. What will happen? You can be speaking to a guy at a singles event. Men are like on 1,000, because a lot of men who actually, they've looked up singles events, they've purchased a ticket, and they've gone out that night in pursuit to actually really meet somebody, because lots of them are taking singles events very seriously. And the men who I have met at singles events are looking for a relationship. Of course, there are going to be other ones who are just delusional and thinking that women there are kind of desperate. Let me just go there and meet somebody. But you, as a woman, you'll be able to pick up on kind of what they're giving off, their pheromones, whatever. You'll be able to pick up on that, and you can tell when a guy is in his I'm just trying to bang stage, and when he is in his I'm looking for my woman. You can really feel the difference. The energy is so different, and if you're confused, it means that he doesn't know what he wants. or he doesn't know what he wants with you. So you will always know where you stand based on how you feel about the energy that men are giving off to you. So men will come up to you and interrupt your conversation when you are speaking with another man. They're like this in singles events when they really want to speak to somebody, and this will happen, and you can just say, look, I'm just finishing this conversation and I'll be with you in a moment. Or you can, if you're over the conversation with the other person, great, that's your segue to get out of there, honey, and that gets you into another conversation that perhaps you want to be in, right? So at the end of the day, you can't go wrong with a singles event, really. Unless it's really boring and you're not feeling good about yourself, then that's when it can really suck. But otherwise, it's just a good time, especially when you're being pursued and wanted. Then you're like, okay, yeah, had a good time, lots of conversations, good chat with people, and just had a nice night. If anything, that's still a good takeaway from it. So me and this guy were really speaking, and he was very forthcoming about, look, just want to speak to you, blah 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 blah. They will let their intention be known, what they want with you as well. This is one thing I've noticed, and you can tell when somebody's being sincere and when they aren't if you have your intuition switched on. And as women, I hope that all of you do, because you need that to kind of keep you safe in life. So I hope you're having your intuition turned on and you're trusting yourself, your gut, and how you're feeling about what this person is giving off, or what they're telling you, what they're showing you. You have to pay attention to it. And another thing before I forget, don't leave your drink with somebody, or somebody you don't trust or whatever. So make sure that you look after your drinks. I have been spiked before, not at a singles event, at a bar, on my, when I was early 20s or something like that. Could have been, I think I was actually younger than that. I think I was 18 and I was spiked. So just be careful. People do just horrible things, okay? So be careful. Keep your wits about you. Now, me and this lady who I met at, a previous singles event were speaking, and I think she liked the guy who was trying to pursue me. So she was trying to, get in there with him a little bit. And as a woman, I could tell what she was doing, but I didn't care. And this guy wasn't interested in her in the slightest, but, she was shooting her shot, and she was kind of doing precisely what I tell you ladies not to do. So, yeah, she was doing exactly that. Now, she really wanted to go out with me and go for a drink and do things that way. And I was umming and ahhing about it. And then I thought, you know what? Okay, fine. So we are actually going to meet up tomorrow, and we're going to go out for a drink. Now, if you see my other story times, you know that I don't do friends. It always goes pear-shaped. Me and the girlies, people think they want to be my friend, and then when it gets around to it, it's just not going to work. It's just probably not going to work. So I have accepted her invitation. We're going out for a drink tomorrow, and let's see what it's like. Let's see what she's like, and if she is on her best behavior. Okay. But so she was essentially talking to him, trying to pursue him, trying to chat him up, and it comes off as desesperada. Okay, it comes off as desperate. It comes off as, nobody ever speaks to me in my life. I'm never this close to a man who I have remotely have any interest in. I need to pursue this with every inch of my life. That's what it was giving, and that's how it comes across. So, ladies, if you're watching this video, you go out to a singles event, you do not speak to any man first. Let him come over to you. Yes, you can speak to a woman if you want to, but why? You know, you just mind your business. If a lady wants to come and be friends with you, then great. But otherwise, I just don't feel like you have to make friends with people. I feel like you should be content enough to stand there or sit by yourself and just let people come over to you. That's where we need to get to in life. So that's my energy in terms of going out to events, and I think it's good energy to have because you're not giving off any desperate vibrations whatsoever, because you literally don't care. Okay, you're there feeling good, looking good, sipping on your drink. If you want to speak to me, get over here. And it's that simple. So at this point, you're just able to enjoy yourself, have conversations, be friendly, keep your posture. When you go to the bathroom, replenish your perfume and just have a nice time. That is what singles events are about. And remember that if you feel super uncomfortable, go over to the person who's hosting and just say, look, feeling a bit nervous, can I just hang out with you for a few minutes? You know, just say that. Hosts are always nice. Okay, but not going to go there. Hosts are usually nice majority of the time. So you can always go over to them and just say, look, can I just hang out with you for a few minutes? And then I'll, go out there and put on a brave face, Or they might introduce you to somebody as well, which I don't like. I like them to just sit there and be quiet and let the man do what he needs to do. So let's speak about different types of singles events, because there are mingling singles events, which is like the one that I went to, okay, which was in a really nice members club. So it's just a lovely, beautiful atmosphere. Plus, you're doing things that you would do normally, which is, okay, go somewhere nice, have a drink, you're at a bar, you're wearing something nice. It's something that you would be doing anyway in life. So it's still, in my mind, kind of organic. Other than the fact that, okay, yes, it's a ticketed event, but it is still kind of organic, the way you're meeting people. Then there are other singles events that are like singles wine tastings. This is something I've done before. I did it last summer. This was fun. That was very fun. I preferred the cheese to the wine or anybody else there, but it was still a good time because wine tastings are something that I do anyway. Why not do a singles one? There are other kinds of, now let's just go back to that for a second, because that kind of wine tasting is a lot more tricky for you to actually get to mingle with everybody. The only thing I would say is, like, if you're going to wine tasting and it's more of like a sit down event, is that as soon as a guy, if he's really interested in you and the opportunity arises for him to get his butt up and go over to you, then he's going to take it. But that could be towards the end of the evening if you're having to be seated, So sometimes situations like that can be a bit more tricky and you're less able to speak to as many people as if you're going to like a mingling kind of singles event. Then, of course, there are the kinds of singles events that involve speed dating. These ones are more tacky, but they are just fun, and you don't take them seriously. You might meet somebody, but at the end of the day, it's just a good time. And I think that it's a very good entry point for somebody who wants to go to a singles event, but you're too nervous to go to a mingling one yet. Then start off with speed dating, because there is zero pressure and you literally just sit down in a chair, the guys rotate, and you see if you want to meet any of them again. That's how it works, speed dating. I have done several speed dating events and I've had a good time at all of them. I know lots of women do not want to do online dating anymore. It can be a real jar. It can be very, very arduous, and I know you're literally just having to accept people who have clicked like on your profile, but sometimes it's just draining with speed dating, online dating, because you're accessible to people who you don't want to be accessible to. And fair enough, it's the same with speed dating or events that you're going to, but let's be honest, if you meet somebody in person and they're at the same kind of event that you are going to, likelihood is you like similar things. So there are some things that you may have in common straight off the bat. Okay, and that's what I found with some of the singles events that I've been to. That being said, I have met some really great people online as well. They are everywhere. I mean, you can meet people you can date for a long time, or people who for beneficial dating. You can always meet those people anywhere really. There are also singles parties, and I have attended one or two of these before. Singles parties, so basically they are in age range. Singles parties, actually most singles events are. The one I went to the other day was 30 to 50, or 30 plus, or it was something like that, 30s 50s, it was like that. So you can go with different age ranges and you can meet people accordingly. So just remember that you want to look for an age range that you feel comfortable dating in, and you also want to make sure that, okay, this looks like the kind of venue that if I was dating somebody I would like to go to, so they can kind of get the memo straight off the bat with the kind of woman you are and where you like to go. So don't go to a dive, go somewhere that's nice. And of course, I'm sure you ladies will be doing that. You don't really want to go to a singles event that's maybe in a pub. I think you want to go somewhere that's a bit more premium. Now, there are also networking events, so they will be posted as networking, but let's be honest, get your more office wear look going with a pair of heels, like court shoes, something that you would wear to an office, and still something that kind of shows off your figure. You look really nice but you're covered up. Maybe you might have like a v-neck, but you don't want to be having lots of boobs out and things if it's a networking event. So maybe just a tiny bit, but not a lot. Okay, so you have to really read the room with where you're going, and if you're going there, they say networking, I feel like they are for singles. So there you go. There is kind of like a summary and a rundown of different types of singles events, but in essence, any singles event that you're going to, you want to get the dress code accurate. It's better to look overdone than underdone. It's better to look more attractive than look like, okay, you just don't give a cluck. Okay, it's better to make sure that you are really looking like, okay, if you come over to me, you understand straight from the get-go, just by seeing what I'm doing. I've done my makeup, done my hair, I'm wearing something nice, my nails are done. Okay, look at my heeled footwear. Okay, smell my perfume, look at my posture, listen to my voice, look how confident I am. You understand how to treat me. And I think that is how to set your standards without even needing to say anything about what your standards are. So I just went quiet for a moment because I just remembered there was something that happened to me kind of recently that I wanted to speak about, but it just doesn't really add up in this video, so I won't do that, and I will talk about it another time. Probably I'll talk about it another time. But essentially, ladies, just remember this: be confident, posture, cute outfit, feel good about yourself, make the most of yourself, be confident, know that you are a catch. Feel that internally, and that will really show other people, they'll just be able to pick up on it. You know, like you can pick up on another woman who thinks that she's like 1,000 out of 10 in looks. You can like feel it, right? It's the same for men. If you feel really confident with yourself, they can feel it. If you feel like, yeah, I'm that girl, they can feel it. And they think, well, yeah, maybe you are that girl, you know. So make sure that you are giving off the energy that you deserve, first of all, and like to feel about yourself. But also give off the energy that you want somebody to come to you with, okay? If you feel great about yourself, you're going to be enticing in somebody who feels great about you, okay? This is actually a very important point that I want to mention. Now, what I was wearing, so this tweed two-piece outfit, this guy who I met at this singles event, actually when we spoke today on the phone, he said, look, what you were wearing, it made me see you as, because you know there's a difference, and I kind of heard about this on like online. Joe Rogan, this was like years ago, I saw something about the difference with a woman being hot and come guys, come. There's a difference between a woman being hot and being beautiful. And really, hotness is something that dissipates, you know, but beauty is something that prevails. And you really want to be both. That's what I took away from it. You want to be both. And what I got from this, with this guy, the conversation we had, is that he got to see me as both. So initially, of course, my skirt was very short, but I wasn't wearing tights or anything. Wearing my heels, my skirt, and my tweed jacket. It was very like clueless kind of, and really cute but classy and sexy. Okay, sexy, sophisticated. That's what it was giving, and that's what I wanted it to give. That's why I chose it. So that's what I wore. It was absolutely roasting in there. So after I'd been there and, you know, and me and this guy were talking, I had to take off my tweed jacket because I was so hot. And that was when he said, look, that was when I really got to see the rest of your body. And I was just like, wow, you know. So he said, I went over to you because I thought you looked great and you just looked amazing, wanted to speak to you, get to know you. And then I was getting to know you and I was blown away, and then I was even more blown away by your body. So it's a kind of win-win that wasn't out initially, as opposed to it just being about them seeing something that they want to, you know, roll around in the sack with, you know. So it's about you showing men how you want them to treat you and what you want them to see. Okay, so your outfit is very important, very important. And you want to make sure that you go for the right, the right balance of sexy and sophisticated. That is paramount. So, ladies, on that note, I'm going to love you and leave you here. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you again. The birthday messages, I'm telling you, it literally made my day. And still to this day, you are still sending me happy belated birthday messages. And I just appreciate it so much. I really do. Who needs real friends when I have all of you online? That's kind of how I feel. So, got all my girls here, all my subbies. So, on that note, I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you so much. This bit of hair, she is going to make me have a meltdown. Wait, let me see. No. Okay, so on that note, I'm going to love you and leave you here. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, share, comment, thumbs up, and let me know. Are you going to any singles events? Do you have any kind of on the horizon? And what do you typically wear to singles events? let me know in the comments, and I look forward to seeing you in the comments. And also don't forget to follow me on my Instagram at miss_ziva.